I'm a content creator who procrastinates a lot. Maybe you've overcome procrastination, or maybe you do too. But let's talk about it. Vlogmas, day 5. Hey everyone, I'm Shalesejohnson, a Christian creative in St. Louis, and I procrastinate heavily. And it gets so bad to a point where I don't believe that I'm walking in the full potential and my full, walking in my purpose fully that God has for me because of the procrastination, and I'm irritated. I'm upset about it. And I've prayed about it, and it really hurts, like deep down, that I want to do these things, and I know I'm able to do these things so badly, but I don't, and I procrastinate. Then I'm mad about said things not being done and the procrastination. And it's a really hard pill to swallow at times, because I really do. That's why I plan to be posting more on this channel and sticking with it. But, procrastination and the lack of consistency are some things that I really deal with heavily. Well, I'm consistent in the procrastination. Yeah, sadly. But everything else is just like, come on, Shalise. And, some of the things that really hurt, or that really affects me when it comes to procrastination, and why it does, is because I have a lack of confidence. I do have a low self-esteem. I struggle with doubt. I struggle with a fear of failure, a fear of success. What if it succeeds and I can't stick, I can't stick with the growth, or I'm not able to deliver, how people are expecting me to be able to deliver. I feel overwhelmed at times. I feel, like I compare myself, and I do struggle with perfectionism to the point where, I'll have these projects, I'll have these things that I want to do, that I can do, but I want it to be, I make it complicated. I overcomplicate things, and I overanalyze, and I overthink, and then it sits there, and a year has gone by and I still haven't done the project, and I'm upset because I know I should have been able to get this project out. And it really, so instead of me doing it, it just keeps getting reworked and indefinitely delayed. So I really have been, trying to understand and just seek God, and, and I've tried different ways to combat it, identifying the issue and the triggers and the reasons why, and the negative emotions that's associated with those tasks, and why I feel what I feel. And then trying to do, eliminate those distractions and excuses, and, the temptation to want to procrastinate. And it's not always that I'm 3 and 4 or 5 hours on social media. That did used to be an issue, but not anymore. Or I'm binging on Netflix, or binging on YouTube, or whatever the case may be. But what's crazy? A lot of times I just get stuck in my own thoughts and daydreaming, and just my mind can be everywhere. And that's what, in addition to those other things, that's where it can be, or just stuff that happens in my home and things like that. So, essentially it's like, how do I just get rid of the distractions, get rid of the excuses, and do it? And it's crazy because I'll start to do these steps that, should help me overcome procrastination. But then I get to feeling like, what's the point? Or I'm not going to get it done, or it's just not going to happen. Or I worry, like, is anybody finding value out of what I'm saying? Am I impacting any lives? Is, when someone clicks off this video, have I made some type of positive difference in their life, or maybe had them to start, thinking, or brought some type of value to whatever it is that they're doing that they can implement in their own life? And then it's like, well, am I even worthy or good enough, or to be talking about this or that, or doing this and that? And I definitely am able to. So I don't know why I doubt my ability. And, I wrote something down here because this was going to be a much longer video. But, with some guidance from a friend, they kind of just gave some feedback. It was like, just talk about your struggle in the now, in the right now. And I really do appreciate her. So, essentially for me, with all those things that happens and that don't happen, what ends up being the outcome is that, like, my dreams and my passions and my goals, those things end up suffering in silence, because the podcast is not going to create itself. The YouTube channel, the YouTube videos is not going to shoot, edit, and record and upload itself. Glory be to God when that comes in the future. I'm sure it will be, but it's my lack of action, or my inaction, that things aren't getting done. And with all the equipment and all the stuff that I have, you would think that I'm doing more, and that I'm like, okay, let's go get it. I mean, people do a whole lot more with a lot less. And then there are people who would love to have this equipment, and they would be going skyrocketing, and people who are skyrocketing without it. So what's the excuse, Shalise? What's the excuse? Because one thing that also I think about, and maybe I think too much, doggone it, is like, I have to face God one day and hold an account and give an account on what I did and did not do on this earth with the talents and the gifts that he's given me, and the opportunities that he set forth before me, and those assignments. And I don't, I have enough stuff to answer to God for. So what do you say? What do you say when you face God? And it's like, Lord, I didn't believe you enough. My faith lacked. What do you say? And I think sometimes that can come down to it, too. Check your faith, check your heart, check your perspective. Why am I speaking? Why do I feel defeated or speak so much defeat, as life and death lies in the power of your tongue? You got to be careful about what you are birthing and or killing with your words. So it's like, how do I be consistent with the things that I know how to overcome procrastination, but why is it that I can't be consistent with those things? I don't like how I look. I don't like how I sound. I struggle. I even took, y'all, and now while some people may not look at this as a bad thing, because I don't like the blemishes and things on my face. So I took a makeup class and a few times with a friend, and I was like, I just want to learn a simple look. Not no 20, 30 minutes. I don't have time for, I ain't got time for all that. Just allow me to do a simple look that's natural. So that, cause I'm like, I didn't like being in front of the camera, right? So it's like, what can I do because of my blemishes and things like that? What can I do to help me combat that will allow me to record more and get in front of the camera? So I'm like, well, I'll take a makeup class just to learn some simple techniques and things like that. Bought all this makeup, did this class and everything. And I'm like, I don't even want to do this. And I think part of it obviously was what I, said about the blemishes, but also just comparing myself to other women on YouTube and things like that. And it's like, why? So now it's more so, I was trying to, create a solution to that problem while also just trying to keep up with other people. And then I had to check myself and say, you know what? I'm just going to come. Now I may do some, lipstick or eyelashes. I don't know how to do them neither, because I don't know how to put them on. Then I freak out trying to take them off and stuff like that. But, eyeshadow or what have you, when I feel like it, or some mascara, or right now, just have on lipstick and that's it. But it's like, okay, and what? Shalise, why don't we work on, first, what do you like? The things I don't like about my skin can probably be fixed with a better skincare routine, better eating habits, and drinking more water. And let's work on making our skin healthy first before we just slap things on top of it. And then at that point, if you do want to slap things on top of it once it's healthier, then okay, still figure out a healthy way to do that. But it's, I don't know. It just sucks because I know who my God is, and I know that he has called and commissioned and chosen and purposed me to do these things. I don't know if I believe enough that I'm able to do the things that God has given me, but I know I believe in God and what he is capable of doing through me, and so I've asked God, help me to be, to be more consistent and to, uproot these negative emotions when it comes to, the lack of confidence and the doubt and the fear, and in relation to these tasks that need to be done, as well as just, helping me to be bold and courageous in Christ. because a lot of everything that I do, one is for his glory and to advance his word and his kingdom and to point people back to him, whether it's through YouTube, through podcasts, through content creation, music, hip hop, poetry, whatever it is, whatever the gift is. And, if I'm sitting here, because of course the enemy is just beaming with joy that I'm not doing what I should be doing, because I know that it can reach someone's life and it can impact their life, and prayerfully they would go forth and impact other people's lives, and it'd be just this one amazing ripple effect. Because if we're impacting lives, those lives that turns into communities, that turns into cities, that turns into nations. And I know that you have the ability to make that impact. I have the ability to make that impact through the strength and the guidance of the Lord, and to have faith and be obedience, right? Faith and obedience and trust in God and putting my confidence in God and not anything or anyone else, and things like that. So yeah, I struggle with procrastination, but I won't struggle anymore. And I'm saying that this will be the last day, and I'm going to work as diligently as I can to get things out. I didn't even release a day 3 or day 4 Vlogmas. I recorded a day 3, but I didn't release it because I was like, let's just sit there. So I don't know. Have you struggled with procrastination? Have you had a chance to get over it? Like I said, this was going to be a longer video with a part, with a 3-part, procrastination, what it is, my struggle with it, how to identify triggers and things like that, and then making a plan to, and implementing that plan to combat it. So are you interested in maybe some follow-up videos, and we could just continue this conversation for those who may run into this as well as a content creator or just in life in general. So hey, I'm Shalese Johnson. You already know what to do if this inspired you or impacted you or just was something that you could relate to. And I'll see you guys in the next Vlogmas video. Love y'all.